History for Fools. What's up? I'm Butch Escobar. That's Felipe Esparza.
What's happening, everybody?
Welcome to History for Fools.
Check out your notes.
Take out your notebooks.
How was your weekend, man?
It was good. It was good. I got to hang out with you guys, dude. I'm back on the road with you guys, which is nice, man. I missed going out and seeing other cities, and I love these trips where we get to go for cause it's just cool to see how much we actually could travel and how much we could do. Cause
it was quick, huh?
we left, it was quick, but it felt like long in a way. It was weird because it went quick. It felt long because we left LA, we flew into Denver. From Denver, we flew into Minnesota. From Minnesota, the next day, we flew into Chicago. From Chicago, we flew into Lincoln. And then both nights we did the shows. And then on the way home, we flew into Denver and from Denver to LAX. And it's like, man. And then that night, I ended up going to work too.
Damn.
I went and picked up my car all the way over at Bob, because we left Bob Hope International and flew into LAX. So I took the flyaway to the train station, train to the airport, grabbed my car, made it to work on time, worked the whole shift. Yeah, man, that stuff's fun to me.
I got home, and then Lisa picked me up. We drove around to I guess Admiral Avenue. I guess there's a street called Admiral.
Okay.
And it's like the street that's under the airport, and it takes you into another area of the city that takes you to Venice Beach.
Oh, yeah. That's abandoned city behind the airport.
Yeah, on the bottom is Admiral Street, and that's the one that goes all the way out. And you go around, bro. Like, you could pass, like, the runway, and it's just, I don't know, it just keeps going, dude. I don't know where
I've always wanted to visit it, and we could probably talk about doing this on another episode of History for Fools. But they had to remove a whole city there behind the airport. So when you fly out of LAX and you look down, you could see streets and stuff. And if you look up on Google Maps, you'll see it. But they had to move that town because of the airport. And I've always wanted to visit a trip off of that. But I like watching planes take off. I think it's fucking fascinating as fuck. So
I got home. I didn't go home. I ended up going to Venice Beach.
Nice.
I stood at Venice Beach for 2 days.
Oh, so shit. You guys home. Just kind of took a little...
I haven't been home to today.
You guys took a staycation.
Yeah, because Melissa and I were going to, we're working on this treatment. So we're going to get together, like Willamette, like a writer, a quiet place, whatever.
Oh, so you guys are creating a treatment for like a TV show? Okay.
Yeah. But, man, I've never spent the night in Venice Beach, and, man, it's cold.
Oh, really?
And it's dangerous, bro.
What do you mean it's dangerous? Like,
bro, it takes a turn.
Like society-wise, it's dangerous?
Like Venice Beach at night, it turns into, like, you think Venice Beach is weird and in the daytime with, like, people with freaks and all that.
Right.
At nighttime, man, it is dark. Like,
there is no
dark. There's people walking around with dogs with no leashes. Bro, there's
society comes unhinged by the beach.
For reals, bro. They're having union meetings with homeless people who's gonna beg where. Man, so in the morning, so that's what I did, bro. I hung out Venice Beach for the last 2 days.
Okay.
I just walked around Venice, kicked it.
Nice.
I stood at the hotel called the Venice V Hotel, and I guess when I did some investigation, Charlie Chaplin used to live there.
Oh, really?
He lived there from 1918 to something.
That's interesting.
And then my room was called the Charlie Chaplin room, and there was a fake picture of Charlie Chaplin skateboarding, and an actual picture of Charlie Chaplin with his cane talking to a young person. Yeah, the V right there. That's where I was at. The V Hotel.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, you gotta go.
So do you think you got
that place? The bottom right there is all boarded up now.
Okay.
You gotta go into the side. There's a sign of Charlie Chaplin with a cane telling you to go around the other side, and he used to live there.
Do you think you were staying in Charlie Chaplin's room?
I don't think so, man.
I mean, they called it the Charlie Chaplin room.
Probably, but they're all different rooms, like in the room on the Lower East Side. But he actually lived there.
Right.
And across the street, when I went to go get an acai bowl, right there in the corner where by the hotel is, right next to the hotel, there's an acai bowl and a pizza place.
Okay.
Tell them I said history for Foos, fool. And
nice.
And it's a guy named Cisco and his wife Lena. They've been there, Latino-owned business since 2005, right there. It's called Cisco's Pizza, and they have an acai bowl place next door. Bomb.
Nice.
Bomb. They got vegan pizza. They got acai bowls. And the reason they stood in business because during the pandemic, they were the only one that stood open like soldiers, and the neighborhood was just giving them money, bro. Like the neighborhood rich, they were giving them money, bro. Like here, they would give the employer, here's $200 to help you out during the pandemic, helping them out. So man, if you ever go down there, support their business. Oh, but across the street, she told me that Jim Morrison used to live across the street, and I looked, and it's called the Morrison Hotel. And if you see one of the albums from the Morrison Hotel, that's the hotel in Venice Beach, and he lived there, and there's a lot of little history there.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, they live right there, man, in that hotel, and then there's a Fatty Arbuckle room.
Oh, that's where the cover of their album came from. Is the Morrison Hotel?
Yeah, there it is. Jim Morrison lived there, but I don't know if it's called Morrison because of him or Morrison because of the developer from back in the days.
Right. I've always wondered that. I remember seeing that album cover when I was younger.
Yeah, man. There's still a freak. There's no more freak show in Venice Beach. It's a Starbucks now. There used to be an actual freak show, but ain't there no more.
It surprises me though how many shitholes have a Starbucks smacked up in the middle of it. Like when you go to like Santee Alley area, like the garment district and shit, and there's all like this. It's like half homeless encampments and half carpet sales places, and in the middle is this really nice Starbucks. It's fucking crazy, dude, how much people love it.
Yeah, man. There's like police walking around doing checkups on people who are sleeping to make sure they ain't dead on fentanyl.
Right.
So they're like tapping fools.
Oh, wow.
Every morning I see like surfers and I see skateboarders and people rollerblade. Those people who do disco blading, like they do like the old school disco.
Right, yeah.
Oh, and that guy with the guitar, I heard him, but I ignored him. The guy with the Q-tip head?
Yeah. I've seen that guy on like TikTok.
He sells his photos now.
He sells photos.
He sells album. Like,
everybody has a gimmick now. Everybody has.
And those guys, hey man, check out my rap album.
Those guys
rip-offs? Yeah.
With the CDs? Do they still have CDs?
I just say no, bro.
Do they still walk up with CDs out?
I saw that guy, yes. They still have CDs.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this guy before. Yeah, that's weird to me that they still have CDs because nobody fucking has a CD player. Like, it's like weird. I remember when they'd be like, "Come on, man, hey, just listen to this real quick. You have this for free." Their thing was you can have it for free, and if you liked it, you could give them a tip. But then if you tried to, it was like, if you tipped them like $5, they'd be like, "Come on, man, give me more than that."
Across the street from that Cisco's Pizza, you guys should go to right there on Venice Beach on Westminster. There's a place that sells fries like the ones I mentioned, or they try to be like the ones I mentioned I had in Amsterdam. And they have
nice.
They have spicy ketchups and different flavored ketchups. I like that, yeah. And garlic mayo to put on top of it. And they sell fish and chips vegan.
Ooh. How's the fish and chips vegan?
Bro, I didn't try it because I found a place that sold vegan breakfast. So I had me a fat ass vegan egg sandwich with hash browns, bro, and bacon, extra bacon.
Ooh.
And then I ordered vegan sushi that was okay.
We had that vegan sushi not in Nebraska, in Minnesota.
Oh, bro.
That was so fucking
Before we
good.
go, I don't know if the bell's going to ring, man, but, man, we had a tough crowd in Minneapolis. As soon as Chuck Marchal goes up, somebody yelled out, "Pedal fire!"
Yeah, here's the thing, man. I'm gonna just say this.
And then forget the next day when he went up on stage, somebody in Lincoln, Nebraska yelled out, "Colonizer."
Yeah, and then someone like followed him to his car and like.
If we go to Boston, they're gonna yell a red coat.
Bro, here's the thing. I'm gonna just tell you.
Would you trip on that when you heard it? You were coming off the stage when they said battle fire.
Right, and so the next one I was like, have some respect for this man when I bring him out, because I think these people see him shit.
They see him as what?
And they're like,
he sucks.
He's just a white dude and he sucks. And I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. Nobody that gets on these tours is someone random guy. Felipe picks these people for good fucking reasons.
History for Foos.
Yes.
We're back. We're talking guns this week.
Yeah.
And we're talking guns, and we're going to talk about the history of guns and everything that got to do with guns. And we're going to talk about gunpowder, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe dive into movies that really exploited guns, where people were talking about guns, or how kids in my generation, we know every gun, and nobody taught us.
Right.
We live in a state where AK-47 became illegal.
Right.
But assault rifles are illegal. But we all know the names of them because we grew up with guns.
AK-47, 9mm Beretta, M16, AR-15.
Oh shit, bro! I could tell you.
Do the drill.
I could tell you that I know guns a lot because of the movies. Like Rambo, I know that motherfucker used the M16 and the M60. Right. And then the Vietnamese had the guns with the curved thing, and I know that's the Chinese or Russian AK-47.
Yeah, it was the
AK-47, right?
Well, so they had the AK-47, but they also were carrying what was called the.
But in the movie. Not in actual war.
Yeah, but I remember the name. I'm having a hard time remembering the name. SKS. It was
in the movie,
Chinese
right?
SKSs.
In the movies.
Yeah, in the movies.
Movie?
But they also had them in real life. I think in Platoon you see him wearing walking with some SKSs. They also have AK-47s. I mean, that's the thing. We'll get to the AK-47s later, but yeah. Have you ever had a gun? Have you ever held a gun? Have you ever like touched a gun, shot one?
Let's not go there.
Oh, okay. All right.
I did shot.
I probably shouldn't either, but
no, I shot a gun and was a guy named Tony Sanchez. And that guy, he's a comic, and he took me and another comedian to go shooting guns over there by on the way to Vegas. Barstow.
Oh, nice.
So there's a shooting ring.
An outside one.
Yeah, and we shot. It's just known for shooting, but there's no gate.
Right. Oh, you guys probably went to like what's called BLM land.
What's that?
It's Bureau of Land Management, and it's not Black Lives Matter. It's Bureau of Land Management, and it's land that's owned by the government, but it has no purpose, and you can actually. You can homestead on it, which is one thing, but you can go
shoot guns there.
You can go shoot guns all you want, all day long, full automatics, whatever guns are illegal in the United States, they're legal on BLM land.
You know what it is?
Unless posted otherwise.
Look, shooting range on the way to Barstow. So at that place, this fool was ready, bro. He brought skeets.
Nice.
Pull.
Yeah, he bought like little clay pigeons and shit.
Yeah, and he had
Rad. Yes, I've seen this place.
He had the little machine that shoots it.
Yeah, he's a hucker.
It was a thing that threw the disc.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but I call them huckers.
Pull! Bro, I missed all of them. And he shot, he had two of them. So he would take turns. Pa, pa. He missed.
He had the one with the spring, right? Where
I don't know, the thing you sat on. And
yeah.
And then we shot everything he had, bro. Everything he brought.
Did he have pistols and rifles?
I really don't remember, but yeah.
With the clay pigeons, it's got to be. He had to have some shotguns.
Yeah, it was big guns.
Oh, okay, like those were shotties. Yeah,
shotguns.
Shotguns.
You mean that guns that fire shot? Those kinds, the big ones.
Yeah.
The ones that old man will come out and kill his wife first before he kills anybody with it.
My first gun was one of those double barrels that you see in like we called it the Elmer Fudd when I was growing up. It was my dad's gun, and he gave it to me so when we'd go hunting, and it's called a Savage rifle, and this thing probably went out of circulation in like the late 60s or 70s. And it was a side-by-side double barrel, and that thing kicked like a motherfucker, man. I'd have bruises from shooting it throughout the day.
Did you know that when there's a Democratic president, more guns are sold?
Yeah, totally.
Because the fear of getting their guns
taken away.
So the whole thing, they sell more guns. And during when there's a Republican, they're like gun sales are very low. So the fear, they start pushing more fear of losing guns.
Right.
That people like kind of don't, you know what I mean?
Do you think the gun lobbies are working that? Like maybe like the gun lobbies are going to the politicians and saying like we need to pump fear in a different direction now?
I don't know. Because
I mean, there is a gun lobby and they do control a lot of Republican Congress people or politicians. So and I'm not trying to say anything because I love guns myself.
But I know that guns are like whenever like a Republican president,
right.
they're not like they'll say stuff like the Congress or something. They're trying to do this, but that's all false because you're president. You can just veto anything that comes to you.
Yeah, totally.
But they start throwing in like, and they start throwing in. FTW 19 gang is coming to the city.
Right.
They're coming all the way from Venezuela. And I'm only making up a gang because I don't want to see the actual gang.
Right.
It was MT549.
Right,
or it
right.
was Los Locos from Tuxpan Nayarit are making their way now all over the country. So they start building up this way that there's somehow there's a crazy gang.
Right.
That's coming up, and then people start buying guns.
Yeah, fear mongering.
And then the opposite is when they have a school shooting. Mm-hmm. That's when they start pressuring whether there ain't enough gun laws.
You've lived in LA your whole life.
All my life.
I've lived in big cities my whole life: San Jose, Oakland, now Los Angeles. And again, I love guns. I used to own a fuck ton of guns. But that was the thing was like I realized I never needed them. Like so that's why I kind of like go, oh, this fear thing is real to me, because it's like I'm not against guns.
What if you lived in a farm with 20 acres and it was handed over to you by another person, a family member that also lived there when it was 20 acres, and then a family member. And then that guy, the first guy, had a ton of guns because there were like people that would just try to steal land and
right.
try to steal your cows.
Sure.
So you needed guns to protect those cows.
Right.
But then now, 4 generations later, cows are gone.
Right.
Cows are gone, but you're still living in that farm by yourself.
Sure, but you still got to protect yourself from like wildlife and stuff. So I get that. Like I watched.
That's why me, bro. If I was living in the woods like that, bro, in a farm with 20 acres, bro.
Sure.
I have foxholes, bro, where I could run to and grab a gun, like Charles Bronson. Speaking of Charles Bronson, and then I want to get off subject here, but Charles Bronson's movies. If you look at any Charles Bronson movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Chuck Norris. I'm saying Steven Seagal, not Steven Seagal too much because Steven Seagal would just grab that AK-47 and pull it apart in 2 seconds.
Right.
And smack you with it.
Actually, you can. Those things are really easy to break down.
But I'm saying in the movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because he would just grab it and then Jet Li.
Right.
And all these movies were gung-ho, like shoot 'em up, ba 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 ba.
Right.
And then the A-Team too with Mr. B.A. Baracus with silver-plated gold for AK-47.
Dope.
Let me just do my B.A. Baracus. Look to the back. All right. Here's a dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm getting off track here. I was watching Charles Bronson Deathwish 1. And in that movie, have you seen it?
Yes, a long time ago. It's a
I saw it
movie.
again with Lisa in Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And that movie,
he's like a vigilante.
That movie, it's a snuff film. disguised with an action-packed vigilante movie. But that movie should have been rated X. And I'm saying right now, I was too young to watch this movie when I watched it.
Really?
Because I'm watching this movie, bro, and it starts off with showing his character. He's a fucking architect, developer who became an assassin. Bro.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, one of the rapists is Jeff Goldblum, by the way, who always creeped me out. Anyways.
Yeah, he is kind of creepy.
He and his crew go back and chase his wife and the daughter, and they say, I'm gonna take you on through the back. And bro, they're spray painting the whole house, and they spray painted her ass, bro.
Yeah,
red, and they both of them, bro, terrorized them. I was terrorized watching it again. It was one of the most brutest sexual assaults ever in a movie scene.
Really?
Besides the Maria Bello movie, which I don't want to get into right now.
Oh God!
But that movie was so hardcore. All right, he has to go to Texas or Tucson to meet a guy that has guns, and he buys a shitload of guns from him.
Right.
And then they show you how lax America was flying back then. He flies with all those guns in his carry-on.
Like it's not even an issue, bro. Bro, I wonder how many people were like, yeah, I do that all the time.
And his ticket, you could have just crossed it out, put anybody's name.
Right, yeah. Dude, that's wild,
He didn't
man.
check ID.
That's so wild.
If he wanted to show up and go inside the airport with 100 people, they could have already went with him, bro.
I always wondered how people didn't get away with more back then. Because I would have been doing that shit all the fucking day, dude.
So, at first, it's like the whole movie is the history of guns.
Right.
At first, his wife dies, bro.
Right.
His daughter's in shock.
Right.
Okay? At first, he's going, how I'm going to kill these guys. He fucking grabs a sock and he fills it up with quarters.
Nice.
And then some guy tries to rob him. He hits him in the face with quarters.
Hell yeah.
Then that's when he grabs those guns and flies them over, bro. His daughter's in shock. He's going crazy. He goes on, and you can see that all his guns, bro. His Death Wish 1 is pretty much Taxi Driver 2.
Yeah, I got that feeling too.
It's Taxi Driver 2
Well, so I didn't
without Robert De Niro.
I didn't see these movies till later because when I was a kid, I was a little bit younger. I'm a little bit younger than you. So action movies to me when I first started.
I thought you were older.
No, I'm sorry. Action movies to me started with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Steven Seagal. What's the other guy that did the karate stuff?
Jet Li.
No, the white dude, the French guy. Van Damme. So like when I would look back and my dad would be like, "This is a really good action movie," and it shows Charles Bronson. I'm like, that looks like my fucking science teacher. Like, how's that gonna be a good movie?
That's why my dad liked Charles Bronson because growing up, my dad he liked Charles Bronson and he's old school. He liked Steve McQueen, and Clint Eastwood. But he really thought Charles Bronson was Mexican. He looked Mexican, so we're gonna root for him.
Right.
So Charles Bronson goes on a killing spree. You learn about guns. Here comes Death Wish 2. Guess what happens?
What happens?
His daughter gets raped again.
Wow. Like
his daughter really gets...
in the same
this
way?
This time, they're making they have a housekeeper, and the housekeeper gets brutally sexually assaulted, bro. I cannot believe it, bro. I was like watching it when I was little, because I saw both of them, bro, part 1 and 2. And I was like 12. That movie came out in 74. I saw that movie in the 80s, bro. And there was a bunch of other movies, and I'm watching this, and we're all, me and my other friends, he's like 11, my other friend's 14, the other friend's 17, 16.
Right.
He goes, oh, man, that food looks good, right? And then these guys came in, Lauren Fishburne this time, and they brutally sexually attack his daughter again, bro. And then she finally commits suicide.
This time it's a black guy.
Yeah. She commits suicide and jumps over, and she fucking pierces her body through a pole.
Oh, she dies this time.
But imagine, dog, imagine, bro, the trauma this actress must have had. Hey, what? How did her agent negotiate another sexual assault scene?
Right.
Like,
He's
hey, Guess what? They're doing Deathwish 2. Do I come back and take revenge with my dad and start killing people? No. They sexually assault you again.
Right.
And do I go on a killing spree and get him back? No, you don't. This time you die.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like...
Isn't that how
you did so good at getting graped the last time that we're going to have you do a cameo grape.
Bro, it's the most brutal sexual assault again.
That's how well you killed it.
And then this part 2 is so stereotypical.
Yeah.
The little fishborn tries to block the bullet with a boombox.
Nice. And it doesn't work, or does it go through the boombox?
Nah, bro. Only work on Tekken 3,
In the
bro.
80s movies, it would have worked. You know what I mean?
No, it didn't work, bro. That bullet just fucking turned off the song from Zap and killed him. Here it is right there. Bro, and Deathwish 3, guess what? Charles Bronson.
There's a 3. I did not know that. I knew there was 2.
And Deathwish 3,
yeah.
Charles Bronson teaches us that you can buy a bazooka in any part of the city. Dude,
what is this, 2024 Florida?
Charles Bronson pretty much is teaching everybody in this movie how to buy guns illegally in the city, bro.
Yeah.
And where the movie ends with he blowing up the bad guy with a bazooka, bro.
What is that in his hand? Is that a shotgun?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at that fucking hand cannon he's got, too.
Anyways, there was a genre of vigilante movies at this time. Not this Charles Bronson. There was another movie called The Exterminator. Look it up. And then, of course, there was Clint Eastwood, who taught us everything we need to know about the .357 Magnum, the most powerful gun in the world.
Right.
And we also, thanks to Clint Eastwood, we learned about the 44 Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Always wanted one.
I always wanted one too, bro. Those things are nasty.
Always wanted one.
I shot one before.
Don't be lying, but I always wanted one.
Nah, I'm not lying.
I know. I believe you.
Kidding.
Philip, give me a
But it hurts.
Shot.
They hurt. They fucking, dude. I used to go to this gun range in San Jose.
Okay.
And you could rent the guns there, and they had a I think it was like a Desert Eagle or something. And that thing, I shot it. I think I shot it 2 or 3 times. I didn't want to shoot it anymore. My hand was vibrating, and my fingers hurt, bro. It fucking was not. It's not a comfortable gun. Same with 357s. Not comfortable at all.
Butch, we're no gun experts.
Yeah. No.
When people hold that gun with one hand and it just standing still, is that false or true?
Yeah, I think if it's like a big, huge dude, like a fucking professional wrestler, maybe. But I think anybody else, dude, I've done the 2 hands.
Charlie Theron.
But I've never done by itself. And the thing is, too, man, is that you could easily like fuck the gun up if you hold it like that.
Normally, I would say that it's false, but I know that actress Charlie, what's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, and when in that movie Blonde, I think it's Blonde. I think it's her. Mm-hmm. She plays an assassin, and I heard that she was holding weights like that to get ready to
do it.
To actually do it.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
'Cause, you know, she's a method actor.
It's heavy, bro. It is a heavy gun, and it's not a fun gun to shoot. Like, it kicks back so hard that it smacks against, this part of your fucking finger right here? You ever smack it up against something and it's sore for like 2 or 3 days?
Look like you got hit by a door jam right there.
Yeah, that's from fucking other things. But anyway.
We don't want to get to that history because they were late.
But yeah, dude, like, it messed up. This might be, because I used to shoot a lot of guns when I was younger.
Butch, you know how people shoot guns? You think it's good to, like, some people might have a slow trigger, but if you have a fast trigger, it helps?
Fuck yeah, it does.
Like the gunslingers.
Yeah, I think in that case it does. I think it certainly does. But I think in any case, what we're going to learn here today is that firepower, speed are the goals of every gun. And that guns stopped evolving in the century. Like, there's been some things that we've made better, like scopes or lasers, or maybe like a more sleeker, more ergonomic gun. But basically, the science of guns was perfected in the 19th century, and we've never needed a better gun. We've never needed to make better guns.
You know what I found out about this subject is that I started like learning about guns, but I mean, like the history of guns, because so many times I have looked back. You know, like I watch a movie and I go like, "What kind of weapons these guys had?
Right.
Who fought with what? Who used the shotguns?" But then I went to that. There's this interesting TED talk on gunpowder.
Okay.
It's only 3 minutes long. I must have listened to like 30 times and took notes. And still didn't get it. But then I went to another one that was actually more informative, and it was. I didn't know that. I learned that the Chinese alchemist, he was trying to find the function of youth, or how to be immortal.
Right.
Like trying to find a serum that makes you live forever, give you eternal life. And so this guy mixed charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter, which is potassium nitrate, which is 50% charcoal, 10% sulfur, and 75% potassium. But he didn't know the measurements at the time when he put all this together. Right. Because this guy ended up blowing up part of his hands and burned his face, and burned the whole house down. Like, boom!
He was just looking for the elixir of life, and he
was
found
the
the
first
elixir
Chinese
of death.
guy to say kaboom.
Isn't it ironic? And you pointed this out earlier in the green room that they were looking for the elixir of life.
The elixir of life.
And they found the master of death.
They found the total master of death.
Yes.
That right there, like, I took to take a step back,
Yeah.
Like, these guys were out there looking for the eternal life, but he found death.
Right. And like death at like I said, a perfection.
Remember the old joke? The Chinese people invented gunpowder to bring people together in a fireworks show.
Yes.
Smith and Wesson got together to separate them.
Right. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
But then I found out that the Chinese using for gunpowder for fireworks was false.
Okay.
They were actually using it to protect themselves.
Right.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
They would use it during the Tang Dynasty.
Okay.
Of 850.
Okay.
They used it to protect themselves against invaders like the Mongols, and in 904 AD, they were shooting what is that? A flamethrower, a grenade launcher, and mines, and what it was a cannon at first.
Okay.
And that's what I learned, bro.
Yeah, I read a lot on that too, because I knew that you were interested in saltpeter and making the making of saltpeter, and
because that show we talked about taboo.
Yes, yeah. I looked up because I wanted I looked up what the Chinese were doing, and I read a lot of similar things. One thing I realized really quick, and this is something I realized overall in doing history stuff, is that everybody has a different version, and most of what we've done has had slight versions of from one book to another. Me and Felipe have definitely had arguments over like, no, but I read this, and it's like, I read this though. But guns is it's weird because you think guns would be such a precise history. It has the vaguest history of everything I've ever read, because I think Philip looked up earlier something in like 1100. I looked up and found 850. And again, there's one of the first guns they ever found was the hand cannon, and this is the first gun that they ever found, but it had a serial number on it, which means that there were many versions.
It was made in China, though.
Right, and it was made in China. Well, we do know for sure that gunpowder was discovered in China, and we know that it traveled through the Silk Road to other places.
Yes,
and then one of the things is that
China also banned the making and selling of saltpeter in 10076 because they didn't want other people, European countries,
Right.
anybody to know their secret and want to keep it tight. And I always wondered that, bro.
Well,
why the Mongols were so successful.
Right, because
gunpowder.
the Mongols would kidnap the Chinese
Alchemists.
and then they'd copy their thing, and that's how the Europeans got it, because there was a European envoy that was friends with the Mongols, and so their secret spread like wildfire.
Yeah, that was that European guy who wrote the. He wrote the book. He wrote a book and he mentioned gunpowder in it. But even when the recipe was passed on, to other people, they still didn't know the percentage.
Right.
And that would take a long time to figure it out. And also, you're burning a lot of houses.
Right.
I got it.
I read, and I think we.
Hey, I got it.
I figured it out.
Yeehaw!
That's all you got left. So you got to shoot with your thumb.
Hey, and if your homies ever lit a firecracker in their finger.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Oh, my finger brush, it hurts.
Fuck, bro. I had a friend get hit on the back with one because we went to Mexico and these stupid fucks tied 3 like wicks together, and 2 of them exploded and shot the one, and then and when he turned, it hit his back and it exploded off his back.
You know what's sad?
You can see the mark from
hilarious, bro.
It fucking hilarious.
It happened in Mexico.
Yeah.
And you know the sad thing is that to this day, that kid misses you, bro, for doing that. My primo. He like looks at you like, oh, my primo over there, my cousin, the one with the bag. He's living like a rich guy.
But yeah, those what were we saying before that though about
the knowledge of saltpeter crossing over to the Silk Road crossing over to first India and then whatever's next to India to the Silk Road.
Right.
Then in 1280, the Arab and Greece found out about it.
And they perfected it, right?
Yeah, they made the first cannon grenade.
Whoa, okay.
Then the Muslims in the year 1240 to 1280, they used it also in this guy named Syrian Hassan al-Ramah had the recipe for it. He wrote it in the book in his language. Okay. And that's when if you know your history, the Muslims are Moors. Right. And they conquered a lot of shit,
They conquered a lot. They conquered a fuck ton of Europe before.
So, getting back, we'll go back to the guns. That's why people always mock science, but science is important.
Science is very important. And I don't understand the divide right now between religion and science. I get it. I'm a religious person myself. But you can't deny like scientific evidence. You can't, and especially when it's something like alchemy like this, where it's like, you have this, I think it's like 6 parts saltpeter, 6 parts something else, and then a root was the beginning of what it was. And what's weird, man, is I read this little tidbit while I was looking up saltpeter and stuff and the history of saltpeter, which, to be honest with you, there's not a lot of history on it out there. But during the colonial times, when we were fighting off the British in Bermuda, we were having at first we were having people piss in buckets, because piss is what also is a big maker of phosphorus. And so they would mix it with ash and a certain root, and then they would dry it out, and it would take months. And then at some point they realized that certain soils carried saltpeter naturally, and so and if you burned something over it, it would produce a little bit more. So they started burning people's houses down to make gunpowder, because they were getting it's a very natural product, which is crazy. It's actually not a heavy alchemy, like chemical part of alchemy. It's a very natural part of alchemy.
Then there was another one. They came up with the flying fire. It was almost like a bow and arrow,
right?
Full of gunpowder on it, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was mixed with sulfur, colophonium, and saltpeter.
Ooh.
And gunpowder was used. Everybody had a different way to do gunpowder. Trial and error. Where everybody was new to this.
Totally.
Primitive, pretty much caveman at this.
Right.
Some people were just blowing hands off. And I used to, people will, you know the cartoon where the cartoons where they put gunpowder all the way around, you know, like Napoleon
in a line,
did,
all the way
like
around.
Napoleon did.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself, how come it don't burn or blow up while you're lighting it?
Right.
Because there's so much air, and it's just going.
Yeah, it can expand. It has all that room to
as
expand.
soon as you block that powder with a cement wall, for
right,
how much pressure gonna blow up
right.
that wall?
Well, and I think that's the thing is that what you're getting into is the making of bullets themselves.
Yeah. So that powder was like a ball, bro, at first, and didn't even know like how to. They were just trying different ways to do it. It wasn't until finally somebody started smashing them without fucking blowing his hand off,
right? Yeah,
and made it real thin, real small,
right.
And what we have now is corned gunpowder,
right? Yes.
But damn, bro, imagine that. How many
Well, we
years
even
did
have
it
a
take?
better invention now, which is called smokeless powder, which was
They got that now?
which evolved way later, and it's more powerful. So just to give you guys an idea of how gunpowder works inside of a casing, so if you ever notice, you could put a match on a table or burn a little piece of wood, put a cup over it, and then the oxygen gets lost inside that vessel, and the fire goes out, right? So how does it work inside of a bullet casing? The nitrates inside of ash create oxygen when they start to burn. And when that happens, the gases expand. And then there's pressure and it explodes. And that's how the bullet comes out of that casing. And that happens in a quick second. When we first started fucking with gunpowder, it was heavy smoke. I know that colonial times battlefields were like they couldn't even see each other. There was guys that had
It got real foggy.
Yes,
it would get foggy right when you see them just going marching
and
forward.
the weapons would get really dirty. And then if you could look up when smokeless powder was made,
because it would get wet, Butch, and they couldn't fight during rain.
Right. So that's also another innovation.
That's Napoleon said.
Right.
Also, we're not gonna fight because it's raining.
Right.
And because it was getting wet. Their little thing.
So you have a few.
The twitch. What do they call that?
You have a few moves going on here. So you have when we first had like the first gun, you would make it was a little wick that you would burn to the
wick.
thing.
That's what I'm talking
right. About. And then it went to flintlocks really quickly because having an open fire near fucking gunpowder wasn't a good idea. And flintlocks were a thing for a while. And then after flintlocks, we had blasting caps. And then the blasting caps you would put inside the gun, and that was when we were able to fight in the rain. Because the blasting caps were just like basically the bottom end.
That's
of the
modern
bullet.
rifle?
That's not the modern rifle yet. But then what happens is that the bullets start to figure out you could take the blasting cap and they would take paper with wax and then put the bullet in there and then put it into the gun. But then someone came along, and when they started learning how to stamp metal and make sheet metal out of brass, then that's when they started making bullets. And at around the same time that they started making bullets was when smokeless powder came about.
That was 1884.
1884 was smokeless powder was invented. And we use smokeless powder now to this day because it's less corrosive. It doesn't fuck your gun up. It has almost no smoke, and it has the major thing. No, I did not. Oh. The major thing is that I'm on a roll here. That the thing about smokeless powder is it's way more powerful. It's a lot more powerful. Did you fucking fart, Philip?
All the guns. Hey, Butch.
Yes.
When getting back to the powder, the smoke guns,
right,
which was the beginning, the muskets.
Yeah.
If you were not trained to load this gun, like just a common farmer or somebody who's used to only making swords,
right,
never held a gun,
right,
and he's trying to work this gun. He could put too much powder and get
blow himself up.
And that thing will blind him, right?
Yes, that's happened.
That's weird about how was there how hard was it to avoid not getting shrapnel on your face?
Right. Well, not necessarily shrapnel because I mean, unless parts of the gun come off with you, which happens even now when people fuck up shotguns. But yeah, that blast is so strong and bright that it will blind you. And it could burn you too. I mean, there was cases with one of the first Colts that the the exhaust was right over your hand, right over this part of your hand. And cowboys would have these huge scars and burns from like shooting those first Colts. And it wasn't until later that they kind of learned other ways to dispense. And then actually that led into like gas-fed rifles, which we use today. Like the innovations of guns is amazing. I thought I knew a lot about guns. Doing this project, I learned so much more about guns.
What kind of gun is that?
Fire that one again. That sounds like a missile.
That's
or like
the
a rocket.
FGM 148 Javelin, bro.
Is that what that is? Fuck yeah, that is, bro. That's the Javelin. That thing, like, it locks on a target, if I'm not correct.
This one.
And then it can fire and it. Do it again.
Let me reload it.
Is that an AK-47?
Yeah!
Oh,
Butch! Uh-oh. Let's see what else we got. Here we go.
That's an M16A2 or an AR-15?
Yeah, you're right. Adapted Combat Rifle ACR.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know your guns. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see here. Oh, here we go. Come on. That's bird. That's automatic. And I'm gonna put it a single shot.
That sounds like a German rifle. Do it again.
It's the M16 assault rifle.
That's the M16?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a Beretta M8 2A1.
Yeah.
That's what I downloaded all the guns for the show.
Okay, the Beretta M821 is the Italian rifles, right?
Flamethrower.
Fuck yeah, dude. Which is banned by NATO now.
It is?
Yeah, you can't use flamethrowers anymore. I mean, we still have them out. There's still like a bunch that are out there, and then there's the ones that Elon Musk made that aren't shit.
Check out all the guns.
Dude, look at these guns. You have the 45 ACP. That's the AR-15, which is the M16.
Let me guess one, Nate.
Yeah, that's the one I guessed.
Give me a pistol, bro. Give me a pistol. I'll guess it.
Okay, let me see here. Wait, you might be more into this one because when you were growing up, you might have heard this one.
That's a 38, bro.
No.
What?
Do you remember the guns that were really popular in the 90s that were on all the rap songs?
That's a 9mm?
Yep, Tech 9.
Tech 9.
Tech 9. I love how you can change the colors on these. Okay, let's do a pistol this time.
Pistols.
That one's a hard one. I wouldn't even... Okay, we have a commercial. I love this. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's a pistol.
Yeah. That's the one. That's a James Bond gun, bro.
You're right. Yeah, you're totally
what
right.
kind is it?
It's the 9mm.
It's little, huh?
Yeah, it's the Taurus TCP 738. Yeah. Okay, here's this one. This one's a famous one. Dude, this one's a famous one.
357 Magnum.
No, Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah?
When he does the fucking spin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's another movie with
That's a lever action shotgun. It's a very rare rifle, that Winchester.
That's another movie that started the mass shootings in real life. Terminator, bro.
Yeah, Terminator.
Before Terminator,
I think it was if it was any movie that inspired school shootings, it was what is it? Matrix.
for me, before that, bro, you gotta see Terminator 1.
I remember.
Terminator 1, he goes into a gun store and starts naming other guns he needs to take on the world. Give me the SKS, the AK-47.
Yep.
And then he goes, you got bullets. That's how stupid the gun. First of all, man, gunsmiths ain't that stupid, right? They're gonna give you the bullets.
They're not gonna give you the bullets, dude.
That's another thing I like about Hollywood. Sometimes when they make the gun sellers look like idiots, bro. When they're not idiots. They'll never sell you they'll never give a moron a bullets there to
and they
load.
also carry. They carry. So the minute they see you putting bullets into your gun, they're gonna be like, "Bam, you're dead, bro."
They go, "Hey, you can't load that. You can't load that."
Right.
Shut up.
Yeah.
First of all, man, if a 6'9" motherfucker comes in there with a leather jacket, looking like a guy that's too fat to be liking punk rock music, you know?
Right.
I would have said, "Hey, man, get out of my store."
Right.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger comes in there, looking crazy as hell. Look how crazy Arnold Schwarzenegger looks in Terminator 1. He goes there and takes all the guns. He goes in there. First of all, there ain't no gun owner with a bell on top of his door.
I know, like it's a liquor store.
I see. Look, and then he's taking all the guns down. But I'm gonna lie. When I was in Seattle,
right,
the gun store did give me all the guns, but he didn't let me load them. So look,
did he put out more than one gun on the
all
table?
of them, bro? Look,
that's crazy, dude.
Just touch the trigger, the beam comes on, and you put the red dot where you want the bullet to go. You can't miss.
And he points it right at him right there.
Anything else?
Phased plasma rifle in the 40 watt.
Oh, you really know your guns here.
Just what you see, pal.
Phase plasma.
He's asking for a gun from the future, bro.
Yeah.
I would have kicked him out just for asking for stuff in the future.
Right.
Any one of these is
Pause it right there. Some gun owners are also into conspiracy theories, so he would have known about that gun and shot him right there, bro.
Right. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yes, and Zion, whatever that fool is, it's already like it's out there already, you know, like it's out there, you know, the technology that's gonna make the Terminators, right?
Right.
So someone like that, man, he would have, if he's handing over guns like that, he's probably a conspiracy theorist too.
That's what I'm thinking.
He would have known that gun from the future and just said, "Listen, you."
And those guys were nut jobs.
He would have been. I've been waiting for you my whole life.
Right.
I got one ready for you.
I got your plasma rifle right here.
After he gets all these guns, Sarah Connors is inside the jail hiding from this fool. She's telling him, "You don't understand. This guy's gonna kill me. This guy's gonna kill me. This guy's gonna kill me." And he goes in there, bro, with all those guns, and goes on a killing spree. And he kills every police officer in that police station. Google how many police officers did Terminator 1 kill.
That's, dude.
And there's like a mass shooting, bro, in the beginning.
This takes place in L.A., right?
Yeah, in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah, we banned assault rifles. That's what that movie, bro.
Yeah, dude. That shit's,
Huh?
17 police officers.
He killed 17 police officers in that movie? Yeah.
17.
Wow. That's certainly a death sentence in California.
Yeah, man. So what's up, fool? What else you guys know about guns?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things here before we finish up. I want to talk about a few guns, or a couple guns that I thought were really important to go over.
Like, did you dig into the history of like when the first actual assault rifle came about?
I did.
Yeah. Or
so the first,
pistol?
And how they came about is important. So during World War II, we were still using like Mausers, M1 Garands, these long bolt action rifles.
World War I, right? That was a little clip, but they were like still.
That was World War
right?
II.
Oh.
World War I was bolt action, where you pulled. So that's going to be the first assault rifle. Give me a minute to where I get there.
The 30-30 is what.
That's the STG-44.
That's the one the Germans used.
That's the ones the Germans made. So what happened was that warfare technicians found out that the battlefield was getting shorter, and that we were fighting between 300 and 400 meters, which is like, I think it's about 150 feet or something like that. And so the guns that we were using in battle all around the world were, even the M1 Grands were too long. And this is like right after World War II. So I think this is right after World War II or near the end of World War II. So the Germans develop a gun that's between the M1 Grand and an assault rifle, a machine gun that the Russians had. And they came up with STG-44. And that was really the first assault rifle. And it was really successful. and with all guns that we see that you go, oh, this makes sense. No wonder the military has it. Almost all of them had to fight to get in. And so the STG was created.
Those are World War One?
Yeah, sorry. The STG wasn't a cross of anything. The STG was just a simple model made to fight at shorter distances. And so all the other countries started making assault rifles. But guess which country was still like, we want more powerful bullets and not assault rifles. We're going to stick to our rifle, which was the United States. And they stuck with the M1 Garand for a little while.
M1 carbine?
Yeah, the M1 carbine, which is like, that's one of the first clip guns where you have a clip, goes in, pop, pop, pop. There's about 5 shots, and you hear a ping, and that was the release of another. And you put in another clip, pop, 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 and the STG was a lot faster, a lot more powerful, and then you have what's first. Let's go with AK-47. That's because that to me. I watched this documentary where it was like the 10 most powerful weapons. Number 2 was an aircraft carrier. Was the United States Nimitz
because of
Series
where the
F-
planes land, right?
But yeah, and it gave us access because it was like the top 10 things that changed warfare overall the whole entire world. Number 2 was our aircraft carriers, was Nimitz class aircraft carriers. Number 1 was AK-47s. And I agreed to up into, because this video was made maybe 10, 15 years ago. And because the AK-47 was an easy rifle to use, it was an easy rifle to clean, it was easy to take apart and put together, it was cheap, and it was made in mass. So rebel fighting groups were able to use it to take over governments, and and Kalashnikov himself, the man who made it, Mikhail Kalashnikov, was a poor immigrant who was conscripted into the Red Army in like 1938, before World War II. He got hurt during World War II. He would hear like, all these Russian fighters talking about how like their weapons were useless and would fall apart. And he was already kind of a mechanic and knew how to put stuff together. So he created actually the first submachine gun. And then the Russians didn't like it. But he got a reputation for creating a rad.
Give me a little machine gun.
Give a little machine gun there, for making a rad gun. So they moved him over to weapon sciences. Goes from weapon sciences to a contest, and this is a very Russian thing to do. We're gonna have a contest as who can make the best assault rifle. He makes the AK-47. He creates what becomes the AK-47 or the family of Kalashnikovs. And goes on to make the world's most like hardiest, best rifle. I don't give a fuck what you say about the AR-15, nothing, man. I've shot both, and I can tell you could drag a fucking AK-47 through mud, and it'd be filled with rocks and mud and shit, and you could fire it, and those bullets are more powerful than most of the
Which bullets?
AK-47 bullets.
I've seen them.
They can go through engine blocks.
I never held AK-47. I never seen one in person, but I've seen the bullets.
Yeah,
and they're sharp.
They're sharp. They're huge.
Because I know that the 38, the 22 is the 38. It's a chubby ass bullet and it's short. The 22, depending where you get it from, a 22 could be sharp as hell.
So at the time, the Americans had they were using the M14, but we're also still in love with power. Like to us, we were like, we want these big fucking bullets. And Kalashnikovs had smaller bullets with more power behind it. So this small bullet would expand into a larger bullet, and it would go through things like engine blocks. So you can imagine what it does to human beings. And that's when we were pushed to make our rifle, which was the AR-15. And in Vietnam, so we could talk about the AR-15 real quick. We were pushed to make a gun during Vietnam. Because we were still using the M14 and it was inadequate. It wasn't working the right way. And AR-15 was developed by Armalite. And they tried to sell it and it didn't go well. And so the product was sold to Colt. Colt ended up buying, knowing it was a fucking gold mine, and then ended up selling it to like 3 countries at 800 to 1,000 pieces per country. And the success went from there. Americans saw it, and then Americans bought it, dubbed it the M16A1. We have the M16A1, A2, A3, and A4s with a family of M16 rifles, AR-15 rifles we use in the military now to this day. But those to me were the two most important rifles in society right now that I think are like changed the way we fight wars, the way we even deal with each other as humans, to be real honest.
Have you ever seen the homemade guns, like zip gun? Have you ever tried to make one?
I never made one. I had a friend who made one. Those things look insane.
Look up New York City zip gun. That people in New York back in the day, like when Louis Guzman, the actor, was in a gang,
Right.
they would make those zip gun. And I think they brought
What is it though?
Somebody had a zip gun in the Warriors. You just take it out like that. You put like a tube and you hit it with a pin and the bullet jumps out.
And you can fucking
No, like
hand up, huh?
a fake zip gun.
Oh, look at that one made out of the stapler.
Put one 19 New York City zip gun. Homemade zip gun. No, those are actual guns that are sold, like a homemade one, like a zip gun.
Yeah. So those are interesting. I never made one. I think I had a friend who had one, but I never saw him shoot it. And I'm always afraid to use shit like that. Did you remember Sin Nombre, that movie Sin Nombre?
Hell yeah.
Okay, do you remember when they have the dude in the cage and he tells him to shoot him?
Yeah.
Do you remember the gun that they have?
That's right.
That shotgun?
That's a fake shotgun.
Bro, that thing's... So it's a real thing. I looked it up. And you take a pipe and you add a little piece to it to hold. And then it barely fits the shotgun round. And then you drop the shotgun round in it. You get a little bit bigger pipe that goes over the shotgun round, and then inside the end of that pipe is a nail. So when you go, pa-pa, but that thing could rip your fucking arms off.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a zip gun right there.
Dude, can you enlarge that? Yeah, look at that's a zip gun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
By the way, that actor right there, the guy right there, see the guy right there, that's the Two-Face? That's the guy from that he played Nomar in Aquaman in the Marvel movie.
Oh, really?
Wakanda Forever. That's the actor who plays Neymar. Namor.
So those tattoos on his face are fake.
Everything's fake. And the guy next to him is another actor. He plays Casper in this movie, but he also plays El Blondie in the show Narcos.
That movie was
You
so
saw
good.
Sin Nombre, bro? They chased that
I love
fool
that
out.
movie, bro. They chased that
that-
fool from the one end of Mexico to the other.
But you can see how far the reach of the gang is, huh?
Bro, so crazy, bro. That movie was a good movie, though.
Bro, when you were a kid, bro, did you ever pretend you had a gun?
Yeah, I loved
There's a
guns. I
video
was
of me
obsessed-
pretending to have a gun when I was little,
obsessed with that. I was a little
bro.
kid.
This is me outside my dad's, like after my dad got his car fixed, and he's still drinking with a mechanic, bro, and I'm just fucking around by myself playing with him. Well, huh? The zip gun was they would say there was like a common theme in movies, you know, because everything you see in movies is a reflection was going down in real life. So everybody had guns now because of the movies. They would watch. Oh man, was that an SKS? I gotta get me one, especially if you have the money for it.
Right.
And then in that movie with Samuel Jackson, Foxy Brown, and he's talking about AK-47.
Oh yeah, the videos.
And then he's like showing off to Robert De Niro, and then that girl holding the AK-47, he pauses it. AK-47. When you gotta kill every motherfucker in the room, except no
Yeah, that's right. Invitations.
invitations.
Yeah.
AK-47. When you gotta kill every motherfucker in the room. And then his chick, Bridget, found out all hot over there. I'm whispering into De Niro, he heard that somewhere.
I know, bro. That shit is hilarious, dude. How she demeans him the whole movie.
He heard that somewhere. And then he hears her, he goes, And then she's quiet. She keeps talking. Then the phone rings. When she sits down, the phone rings, And he's not done after Samuel Jackson character not done with her making that comment about he may hear that somewhere. Because he goes, go get that drink. And then she sits down, the phone rings. Girl, I'm about to knock you over the head. Because she's supposed to answer that phone, right? He gives her that look. And then she goes back, sit down.
Yeah, she picks it up and goes,
she picks it down and goes, puts it back down like this. And she sits down. Man, who the fuck is who's that calling? And then he goes, it's for you. And as soon as he leaves, bro, she tells Bro De Niro, you want to fuck?
Yes. And they fuck for like 2 seconds, dude. And he busts a nut. That's like so funny, dude.
That's me right there, bro. He's hitting that ball all fucking out of breath. I hit the spot.
Yeah. I love that, dude. That movie was so fucking good.
But that makes sense, because he kills her later on because Lewis.
Lewis?
What
are you going to do next, Lewis?
Is that how you got caught in the bank robbery? Because you couldn't find the car?
Yeah. Bro, she's talking shit.
Talking
dude.
shit, dog, because in the beginning of the scene, before everything, right? Before he says AK-47, she's trying to get to know him, right? And she pulls her toe on his drink.
That's
And
right.
she goes, so what would you in there locked up for, Lewis?
Yeah, that's right.
Bank robbery. Ooh. I'm turned on. I was turned on. So then, when they don't have the bag of money, and she's like fucking with him, she goes back to what she said earlier about, ooh, I'm turned on.
Right.
She ain't turned on no more.
Right.
Because she goes, is that where they caught you during the bank robbery? Because you couldn't find the car, Lewis? You couldn't find the car? And he couldn't take her no more. He just shot her ass.
Bow, bow.
And killed her, right? But this Samuel Jackson goes, man, you could just smack her around. You didn't see how much bullshit she got me going through the house? Yeah. I could have killed her too. Yeah. But she was talking to me. He heard that somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
She said Robert De Niro, he's not all together, bro.
Bro, it's such a good
And Samuel
movie.
Jackson is mad at him, bro. Man, what, man? She was beautiful, man.
He's all that. That's what I can't remember. He's so sad about it. Yeah, dude.
That's my little surfer.
Yeah, he's like my little surfer girl. He was sad that she died.
That's funny, man. How he had that other black woman living in Crenshaw.
In
Same
Redondo
movie.
Beach.
No, he had to live in a black girl.
Right.
He had to live like in the hood somewhere.
Okay.
She was. I told that bitch it was Hollywood. She still thinks Hollywood.
That's right. She's all performing for him in the house.
So he's the one that threw in that line about whatever gun is on television, every motherfucker gangster want that gun who has money.
Right.
He goes, New York Undercover got an AK-47. Every motherfucker N-word got to have an AK-47.
Right.
They had the red scope on Terminator. Everybody want the red scope.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that when that was happening, but he's right,
But
dude.
they're really like, it's pro-gun movie,
Right.
like it's what we love, we love.
I think guns.
I love movies back in the day and still to this day when a motherfucker comes out of nowhere, bro, and starts killing everybody for killing his dog, which is John Wick.
Fucking so good.
John Wick, best guns.
Best guns.
Best guns,
movies
best weapons.
ever, yeah.
I love guns. I love weapons. What do you watch? John Wick.
Yeah.
But every John Wick, you gotta come up with another way to get him mad to go killing us.
Right. But every time it's entertaining
The
as
first
fuck.
one, they killed his dog. Second one, the guy wanted the car. Third one, it was revenge for him killing everybody that killed the dog and scratched his car. Part 4, I have no idea.
I didn't see part 4.
I did.
Is it good though still? Where's the gun noise?
This fool takes out a gun and then he unloads it and
Yeah.
he throws it and catches it, bro.
Yeah. It's like he brings it down as it's coming down.
Only in the movies, I'm sure this video of this little kid, bro.
Uh-huh.
And this little kid by himself somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure he's hanging around with his father, and we all hung out with our father and got nothing to do.
Right.
So you start pretending you have a fake gun.
Right.
So you bring up these scenarios.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Ha, ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
So this kid takes out he's like going like this first, pa 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 pa. Then he goes pa 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 pa, and then he goes like this. Takes out a bigger gun.
Oh, I seen that one. We said that to each other one time, bro.
Yeah, that's me growing up.
And he's popping out behind corners.
That's me.
Dude, I love that video, bro.
He finally takes out the missile launcher,
yes,
bro.
dude.
Tell me that kid didn't see that in a movie.
Right. Yeah, totally.
He saw it in a movie.
All of that in a movie. But I think that's the thing about America is that our movies
Are
make us
badass.
love guns, and our love for guns make us love movies.
Yeah.
About guns. Like, again, man, I'm
Tits, guns, and beer. What I want to see in a movie.
right. I love watching gun movies, dude. Like, I do it. I love playing gun games. Like, I play.
Also, like women getting revenge with guns.
Right, dude.
When I see a woman in an action film, I'm like, one of the best movies I ever saw about a woman with guns,
Yeah.
who all of a sudden knew how to guns, was a movie, The Long Kiss Goodnight, with Gina Davis.
Oh,
and
I'd never
Samuel
seen
Jackson.
that.
Oh my God, bro. I want you to watch that. That's the homework for History for Fools on guns.
Okay.
Go watch that movie with Gina Davis, Samuel Jackson, Long Kiss Goodnight. And that movie right there, she's pretty much, that movie right there, if you would have changed her.
I have seen this.
If
It's
you
a
would
great
have
movie.
changed her and put a man instead of her, pretty much this movie should have been called Jessica Byrne.
Wow.
Because she's pretty much like Jason Bourne.
Right.
She realized, she wakes up this lady, I don't know how she does it, bro. One morning, there's something happens, and somebody sees her in the paper, and all of a sudden, bro, these assassins show up to her house, and she has never. She's just doing her thing, bro. She's doing her thing,
She's just being a mom.
being a mom. And all of a sudden, the assassins come out of nowhere, and she kills them all with one knife.
And does she know that she knew how to do
She
that?
didn't know how to do that, but now, like she goes, look, and she starts slicing up carrots real fast, like she didn't know, bro, like a slicer, bro, like bum, 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 bum.
Right.
And then the daughter goes, what else can you do? And then she went like this through the knife, and it didn't hit her, but she becomes this gun crazed assassin in a movie, bro. Like she goes from being this housewife mom,
Right.
to this blonde assassin who looks like she's in a punk rock band in the 1980s, bro.
Yeah, okay.
So that movie right there, man, like, there should have been a part 2.
Right.
And, of course, there was Samuel Jackson in it, too, for comic release.
Right. Of course.
But all kinds of badass guns, bro. This movie, bro, they're chasing her, and she's running from a bunch of people with her daughter, and she's a bunch of eyes. They're going to break her legs. She grabs the assault rifle and shoots up the whole ice and makes a hole for her to go into.
Dope. That's dope.
This movie is like a James Bond for women.
I love movies.
But this
like
movie's
that, yeah.
badass, man.
That's dope.
But
I'm
see,
gonna watch
a lot
that.
of people
I will watch that.
didn't watch this movie because it was Gina Davis and she does all these heartfelt movies.
Right.
But trust me, man, you won't be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed. Right on, dude. I'm gonna watch that fucking movie.
Who
Good
gave
homework.
Native American guns?
Ooh.
The War of 1812, bro. When they were fighting, the America was going in too much. America was pushing west too much into Canada.
Okay.
With Michigan and Minnesota, they were encroaching too much, so they fought the natives first there, right? Because they were encroaching on their land. Right. So then it was still undisputed land between America and the French, Canada.
Oh.
So then the natives got together with the Canadians, bro.
Okay.
And started fighting America, bro.
Really?
It was War of 1812.
That's what the War of 1812 is about. I've always heard the War of 1812 reference, but never knew what it was about.
Look up this native chief from Canada. And he fought them all, bro. He had guns. He had a war, but they ended up cutting him short somewhere.
War of 1812, native chief.
That's him right there, bro.
Oh,
Tecumseh. Tecumseh, bro.
Tecumseh.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Tecumseh.
Now I remember this. I remember learning about this sort of in the 3rd grade, but not paying attention, but remembering the name Tecumseh.
Tecumseh War, bro.
So, yeah, that's the thing, man, is that the vast expanse of guns, and there's so many guns, and there's so many like evolutions of guns, and there's so many guns. That was the other thing, man. As I read, I was also reading about all the guns that were rejected, and there were so many great, like during the time that we were still muzzle loading, you know, like where you drop the fucking thing in, pour the powder. The British had developed a gun that had a little screw valve, and you pour the powder in there, and it's pre-poured. So you just twist it, boom, twist it, fire, boom. That was a very successful. It was like a really dope gun. It would have worked really well. It was hardy, but the government rejected it because the guy that was in charge of choosing that stuff just didn't like the guy who invented it. And then he waxed the idea, sent the guy off to another regiment, and the guy died.
I bet there's a lot of guns that people rejected.
There's so many rejected guns.
Look up guns rejected in America.
There's so many rejected guns.
Because I'm trying to picture this gun that had a knife on it, bro. But that's all made up.
That had a
that's
knife
not like the
on
knife.
it.
It's not like the gun that they should probably attack with. But the Italians, like when in Godfather, they had their own type of shotgun.
Yeah, those are
with a beat.
Benellis. Yeah, those are Benellis. Yeah, those are Benellis.
But that's a shotgun, right?
Yeah, that's a shotgun.
And mainly used for hunting.
Mainly used for hunting. Yeah, was
but they
not.
Killed,
I don't believe that it was
Don Corleone's mom with it, bro, in Godfather.
Right. And here's the thing, man, is like you could load a shotgun with bird shot, which is like it's a lot of pallets, and if I shot you point blank, you might die. Dick Cheney got shot with bird shot almost point blank and survived. But if I put buckshot, which is made to kill deer, so bird pellets are like super small and they're kind of flaky, and they're definitely made to kill birds.
That's the 425 pellet.
The 410. 410. And then you have buckshot, which is like huge BBs, and there's about 13 of them in a shell, in a 12 gauge shell, and that thing will put a hole in you about that big, from like pretty far away. What is that? Oh my God, what is that?
These are the rejected guns.
What is that one?
That's a Colt XM148 UBGL. It's a grenade launcher. Handheld.
It's a grenade launcher handheld.
And that thing probably
blow up on your hand.
Well, the thing is that I learned, man, is a lot of these get rejected due to politics. There's like a lot of really good guns that were created.
We rejected it because this guy wanted to call it pistola.
That's a China Lake grenade launcher.
Damn, look at that thing, dude. That's a monster. What is that one? Is that the railgun?
That's a Bushmaster arm pistol.
The Bushmaster. So one of the things that we can get to as we're doing history.
I didn't have a gun, but my friend, he had a Derringer.
A Derringer.
A 2-shotter.
Yeah, those things are dope.
The one you put on.
I had one of those.
The ones that cowboy ladies put on their thigh and kill poker players.
When I was in high school, I had one of those, and I carried it in my backpack.
Most of those guns it's the 25 caliber, huh?
Those
are
the
one I had with a 25.
25s are, I think they're rarely 22s and 38s.
I've seen now, follow people with guns. Look up an influencer right now that I follow, and this guy knows his guns. He knows gun safety, and he knows the history of guns, and he pushes for more African Americans to be gun owners.
Are you talking about Rambo? Black Rambo?
Bro.
I love Black Rambo.
I was trying to introduce some props.
I'm sorry, dog.
So you see, that's what happened, man. When an influencer is so badass, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah, bro. I love Black Rambo.
He was like,
dude.
wait.
Yeah, I love.
He's talking about Black Rambo. Fuck yeah.
I love Black Rambo, bro.
Hey, you follow Black Rambo, right?
Fuck yeah, I do, bro.
You follow. I'm gonna calm my ass down. I'm giving
I know, me too,
I'm
goosebumps.
I'm fanboying. Do you follow that guy from Afghanistan that shoots guns all the time too?
Fuck yeah, I do, bro.
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name either, but he like shoots like one of his most famous videos is explosive shotgun rounds.
He's rich, huh?
That guy's rich as fuck, bro.
Because sometimes he walks. Remember when he shot that? He had he must have bought it from a chopper or something. He had a gold AK.
Yeah.
He also has badass, but Black Rambo.
Black Rambo is fucking.
That was
rad,
funny,
bro.
huh?
Dude, I love that shit, dude. Like that, you knew who Black Rambo was.
Because he be shooting sometimes. Like people walk up to him and goes, just to see him shoot it. But he has some rare guns.
Yeah, if you go to his YouTube channel, you could play one of his. He has a lot of dope shorts where he's trying out like fucking rad rifles. There's one where he shoots a 50 cal like rifle, and like you just see the like fucking discharge of the weapon like around him.
We're gonna. Yeah, man, Black Rambo, man. I know I'm never gonna own none of those guns he has,
Right.
but I could still live through him vicariously.
Yeah, totally.
'Cause
he
he's
has
having
dope,
fun,
bro.
huh?
He looks like I don't know what this guy does or his
He's
money
like Toby
comes
Hicks
from.
with a wig.
He's like Toby. Yeah, he is, bro. He's not a big dude.
He's a badass dude, though.
And he fucking has all these guns. He's got this land. One of the things I like too is he tests like bulletproof masks. He tested a bulletproof mask one time. He tested he put the mask down. He didn't shoot it, put it on his face. The thing is about Black Rambo is he's smart. He's safe.
Very smart.
He's like, dude, it's
knows
one of my
his
favorite
guns.
YouTube channels, dude.
He
Shout out to Black Rambo if you're watching this.
he shot this thing. I think it was like an M60, but it was a big one, bro.
Right.
It was like the bullets, the magazine was
magazine's
this
like
fat,
that big. I think
this
we're
fat,
talking about the same,
And
yeah.
he put it in,
Yeah.
and it was like, douche.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. That fucking videos, dude, 50 cals are nuts. Their bullets are like this big, and then the back end is about that big around, and they get really sharp, and they're the bullet itself is, I want to say it's around that big. People might be correcting me at this point, but that thing, and the other thing that we didn't get to talk about is the expansion of lead. As lead pours out, as the explosion happens and it comes out of the gun and the rifling of the gun, it moves out, and as it's spinning, it spreads the bullet out to that's why when you see it, it's like a mushroom shape, because the pressure expands it. So as it's going to you, it's fragmenting and it's going into your body and it's spinning because there's rifling on the bullets.
There it is, bro.
Yeah, look at this guy, dude. Yep, that thing is nuts.
50 caliber pistol.
That thing's
Play
nuts.
it again. That thing's so strong, it can only take one bullet, huh?
Bro, that thing is insanely strong in such a small unit like that. Look how big that bullet is. Remember what I was saying about that bullet? Look how big that thing is, dude.
So that bullet and that
It looks like a bolt action, single shot. Fuck, dude, that barrel's so short. Oh my god, look at his braids. This is why I like Black Rambo, bro.
yeah, man. History for Fools. Where you gonna be at?
I'll be with you this weekend, and then the following weekend, Sky Vegan Cafe in South City, and Double Barrel Comedy or Barrel Proof Comedy in Santa Rosa. Check out my dates on my IG, Butch Escobar.
I'm tell that guy from Sky Cafe you're going next week, right?
Yeah,
So ask him if you could buy some of those eggs from you.
I will.
And I'll buy them off him.
I
so can
totally
have 'em at home.
will. Also, yeah, check it out, man. Go on my link in my IG. There's one for this podcast, and there's one for tickets to this Sky Cafe.
Also, don't forget to share the History for Fools everywhere you go.
Please.
And if you walk into a place where there's laptops, subscribe to the
Yeah.
Felipe Esparza. And also a big shout out to Butch, man. He lost all his notes. He went noteless.
Yeah.
But I was here.
Thank you for that, man. I was like driving here, and I was like, someone stole my notes at work last night. It looks like a wallet, and I left it on the podium at the Improv, and someone just came and probably swiped it thinking there was money in it. Surprise! There's just notes on guns. There's not even jokes.
Somebody found the notebook and gave it to the cops. This guy's trying to start World War III. I think this is a manifest.
I'm gonna get to work tonight. There's gonna be a SWAT team waiting for me.
Bro, I think somebody's going to find it and go like this. Oh, man, this will happen on Monday. So now you're planning.
People are gonna think I'm nuts.